You guys want to see metric? I can create fire. Let's talk about the new releases this week, including Grounded. Hello and welcome to Parents Guide to Games. My name is Stefan. Please like, share, and subscribe. Here are the games for the week of September 27th, 2022. The first game on our list is Grounded. This is coming on Xbox Series X and PC. The rating is teen. The content descriptions: blood, mild language, and violence. This is a survival adventure game in which players control an ant-sized human in a backyard environment. From a first and third person perspective, players search for resources, craft weapons, build shelters, and battle realistic, oversized insects. Combat can be frantic at times, with players using swords, clubs, and spears to attack insects that slash, bite, and spit at players. Human characters emit small splashes of blood when injured. Insects emit splashes of green or yellow blood when killed. Players can also encounter a room full of decapitated and impaled ant heads with green blood splatter on the ground. Swear words appear in the text. Next up is Life is Strange Remastered Collection. This is coming on Nintendo Switch. The rating is mature. The content descriptions: blood, intense violence, sexual themes, strong language, use of drugs, and alcohol. This is an adventure game in which players assume the role of Max, a high school student with the ability to manipulate time. As players progress through the storyline, they are presented with various dialogue and action choices. Some choices can influence other characters and engage in acts of violence or lead to their deaths. Blood is depicted around the corpses and/or when characters are injured. The game also implies references to sexual assault and pictures of drugged and bound female characters. Additional sequences contain references to sexual material, a pornographic magazine that states Oregon's best boobs, sexual graffiti on walls, dialogue such as, "Now I can text Warren and tell him he doesn't stand a chance." During the course of the game, the character is shown smoking marijuana. One sequence depicts high school students intoxicated with alcohol and/or passed out at a party setting. Swear words are heard in the dialogue. Now let's take a look at The Legend of Heroes: Trails from Zero. This is coming on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. The rating is teen. The content descriptions: fantasy violence, language, simulated gambling, suggestive themes, and use of drugs. This is a role-playing game in which players assume the role of a detective in a fictional police department. From a top-down perspective, players explore various locations while engaging in turn-based tactical battles with enemies. Players select attack moves from a menu as characters use swords, pistols, and special attacks to defeat enemies. Combat is accompanied by dueling hit points and health bars, cries of pain, and occasional gunfire. Some female characters are designed with revealing outfits and jiggling breasts. One scene references characters' chest size. The storyline is often referencing a fictional substance called Gnosis, which is described as a drug and the real serious kind. The drug is depicted as blue or red pills in baggies or bottles. Some characters are seen unconscious after using the pill. During the course of the game, players can visit a casino and use in-game currency to wager on games of roulette, poker, blackjack, and slot machines. Swear words appear in the dialogue. The next game on our list is Let's Build a Zoo. This is coming on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch. The rating is everyone 10 and up. Content descriptions: alcoholic references, comic mischief, mild blood, and mild violence. This is an animal care simulation game in which players manage all aspects of running a zoo. From a top-down perspective, players take care of animals, keep visitors happy, and handle administrative and maintenance matters. Players can also interact with zoo protesters, offering bribes, agreeing to demands, or placing a protester on an enclosed space with lions. While there is no depiction of death, the protester disappears, leaving a small blood stain and a chalk outline of a body. In one sequence, a character can be seen vomiting on the ground. The game also allows players to grow hops and open a brewery for visitors. The next game on our list is Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. This is coming on Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch. The rating is mature. The content descriptions: blood and gore, sexual themes, strong language, and violence. This is a role-playing game in which players lead adventurers on a quest to stop demons from invading a kingdom. From a 3-force overhead perspective, players explore the land and gain allies, engage in turn-based combat against human enemies and fantasy creatures. Players use swords, axes, daggers, and magic attacks to kill enemies in frantic combat. Some weapon attacks can result in dismemberment and decapitation, with large blood splatter effects. The game contains some suggestive sexual material in the dialogue. Swear words appear in the game. Now let's take a look at Valkyrie Asylum. This is coming on PlayStation 5. Their rating is teen. The content descriptions: language and violence. This is an action game in which players assume the role of a Valkyrie asked to finding and purifying lost souls. From a third-person perspective, players explore environments, battle monsters, follow Valkyries, and boss characters. Players use melee weapons and elemental attacks to kill enemies in frantic combat. Battles are highlighted by impact sound, cries of pain, and explosions. One sequence depicts a character dramatically impaled by a spear. Swear words appear in the game. Now let's play a little football in FIFA 23. This is on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. The rating is everyone. This is a soccer simulation game in which players engage in realistic matches with teams across international leagues. Players can practice penalty kicks, assign on-field strategies, and participate in a variety of game modes to improve their soccer skills. And the last game of today's list with a full description is My Little Pony: A Maritime Bay Adventure. This is coming on PlayStation 5, the rating is everyone. This is an adventure game in which players assume the role of a pony working with its friends to bring back a magical festival. Players traverse platforms, collect stars, and fly through rings and engage in various mini-games. And the rest of the games on today's list are also coming out, but no information was available. Thank you to bensound.com for the music track. Please follow Parents Guide to Games on YouTube at Parents Guide to Games, on Facebook at Parents Guide to Games, on Twitter at ParentsG2G, and email any questions or concerns at parentsg2g@gmail.com. And always, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.